Hello M2 students, this is Teacher Win. For this video, we are going to learn about the gas exchange process, lung volumes, and counting breaths. So before we go with our lesson, let's have first a short review about the mechanism of breathing. So we know already that your breathing has two processes. The first one is inhalation. That means air is going into your lungs. And number two is exhalation. That means air is going out from the lungs. Okay? So what are the events that happen in your inhalation? So first and foremost, so let's identify for some parts. So once again, this moving up and down, this is your diaphragm. Next, we have here your lungs here. And in your inhalation, so the diaphragm moves down, right? So as the diaphragm moves down, so your lungs gets bigger or expand because air is going now inside your lungs, okay? And in your exhalation, so when your diaphragm moves up, or shall we say when your diaphragm relaxes, okay, so it pushes the air out from your lungs. So as a result, your lungs will relax, your lungs will get smaller, okay? So I want you now to prepare your Mastering Science 2A and open to page 11. Okay, so gas exchange. So what is it? So gas exchange, so from the word gas, this is your oxygen and then your carbon dioxide. So exchange is something like you give in or give out, or you take in or take out. So let's take in or you take out something. So in the gas exchange process, so your body takes in oxygen, and in return, your body removes or takes out your carbon dioxide. Okay? So how does your body do it? So basically, there's a process we call diffusion. Okay? Diffusion is spelled as Diffusion. So diffusion, that's the movement of gas. That's the movement of gas from a higher concentration to lower concentration. To lower concentration. So if you look at the screen on the left, so you can see their circles. So this area, okay, the area before the circles spread out. So this is the area of your higher concentration. So before the circle will spread out, so basically this one is empty, right? So in diffusion, from this concentrated area, so they are going to spread out to those areas that does not have circle. So let's try to have a real example. So like for example, today's like you want to cook your lunch, and of course you are going to cook them in the kitchen, right? This is your kitchen, and shall we say you want to cook lunch because um, you want to surprise your mom or dad, by which that time they're still sleeping, maybe because they're very tired, so they don't want to get up first from the bed. So your mom and dad is right here in the bedroom, right? So your mom and dad will know that you are cooking something for them, right? it's because as you cook, so shall we say you're cooking here, or maybe you're baking something here, right? So they will know, or they will find out that you are cooking something to them because the smell of your food, or the smell that of the food that you're cooking, will spread from different areas of your house. It can go to the basement, or it can go to the living room, or maybe to the restroom, or maybe even to the bedroom, right? So even if you are cooking at the kitchen, they will know because the smell spreads out from different area. So that is how your diffusion occurs. So from this area, your kitchen, it is concentrated with your food. It is concentrated with the smell of your food here, right? So with this high concentration of the food smell here, so it will spread to areas of your house that has less good smell, and that's what I mean by the area of higher concentration to the area of your lower concentration here. Okay, another example also is this one, your balloon. So shall we say right now, so you blow the balloon with air. So this balloon now has lots of air. So we have air here, air here. So it's a mixture of air. So possibly if you blow it, so it has more concentration of carbon dioxide. So, so as you observe, or shall we say a day or maybe 2 days, so your balloon gets smaller, right? So shall we say you blew it, this is your first day. So maybe on the second day, the balloon gets smaller, just like this one. And on the third day, it looks like this, right? So how does it happen? Remember that you lock this one, right? So how does my balloon from this size on the first day gets smaller on the second day and the third day? So this outside of the balloon, we call it like a membrane, okay? So the outside of balloon has like is like this. They have also tiny holes there. Okay, if you look at it outside, it seems that they are perfectly smooth, right? But if you're going to look at them in microscopic level, meaning in a very, very, very tiny level, so there are tiny holes in your so-called membrane. So this is where your air from inside your balloon will go out. So air inside will slowly go out to the outside. Okay, so in day two, so shall we say we have here like 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5 here, 5 representation of air. So in day two, so it can be that you only have like air, air, and air here. And because some of the air here already escapes out, so they move out already, right? So on the third day, maybe it's only like one air, then the rest of the air, okay, they went out already. Okay, so so it's also the same with your lungs. So do you still remember what they call this structure? They are called your alveoli. Okay. So these alveoli, they are covered with so-called blood vessels. So this red and blue is what you call your blood vessels. And one example of your blood vessels is your blood capillary. So your blood capillary, so it carries blood with oxygen and carbon dioxide. So for this case, so when you breathe in, okay, so when you take in oxygen, so this area will be filled with more oxygen, right? So this area will have a high concentration of oxygen versus this one, right? So using diffusion, so from higher concentration, they now move to the less concentrated area of your blood capillary. So this is the reason, or this is how your respiratory system takes in through the process of diffusion. Also the same with your carbon dioxide. Since carbon dioxide comes from the cells of your body, so you have more carbon dioxide here, right? So as a result, so more carbon dioxide here, so higher concentration, so they will move to the lesser concentration, so through the process of diffusion. Okay, since we've already learned about the different parts of the respiratory system, the mechanism of breathing, or how does your respiratory system work, and then we've also learned about how does your lungs, or how do your lungs get oxygen and remove carbon dioxide. So let me share to you a little information about lung volumes. So I want you to watch the video carefully on what are the different types of your lung volumes. So actually, there's only four. So you have there your tidal volume. So in the video, so you'll be watching about the tidal volume, your inspiratory reserve volume, your expiratory reserve volume, and then your residual volume. Okay?
Respiratory, lung volume. 1. Tidal volume, TV. It is the volume of air is inspired or expired during normal respiration. It is approximately 500 ml. That is, a healthy man can inspire or expire approximately 6,000 to 8,000 milliliters of air per minute. 2. Inspiratory reserve volume, IRV. It is the additional volume of air a person can inspire by forcible inspiration. This averages 2,500 ml to 3,000 ml. 3. Expiratory reserve volume, ERV. It is the additional volume of air a person can expire by forcible expiration. This averages 100 milliliters to 1100 milliliters. 4. Residual volume, RV. It is the volume of air that remains in the lungs even after the forcible expiration. This averages 1100 ml to 1200 ml.
Okay, so after watching the video, so let me share to you how do you count your breath. So basically, it's very easy. Okay, all you just need to do is to prepare your timer, your stopwatch. Because when you count your breath, so you are going to count them in 1 full minute or 60 seconds. Again, when you count your breath, you only need 60 seconds or 1 minute for you to do it. So when you count your breath, we use the word cycle. Okay? We use the word cycle or cycles per minute or CPM. Okay? So if you talk about one cycle per minute, that is one inspiration and one expiration. So if we look at the picture here, this man breathing in and breathing out. So when you look at the picture here, so if the lungs goes up, or there's the rise of your lungs and then the fall of your lungs, so that is already one cycle. So let's try to count. So this is like inhale, exhale, that's one. Inhale, exhale, that's two. Inhale, exhale, that's three. Inhale, exhale, that's four. Inhale, exhale, that's five. So you are going to count inhale, exhale one, inhale, exhale two, for 60 seconds or 1 minute. Okay? So the normal breathing count for adults, so that includes you and too. So that is 12 to cycles per minute. Okay? And of course, your breathing depends on different factors, right? So what are the different factors that affect your breathing? So it can be your gender. So let me just write this one. So factors affecting breathing. So, because maybe you have friends that breathes faster than you, so maybe it's because of their gender. Maybe he's a boy, or maybe he breathes slowly because she's a girl. Or it can be also their age. Maybe they're old already, or maybe they are still younger than you. Or it can be the physical condition. It can be the physical condition. So maybe that person is like he goes to the gym, or it can be that he is an athlete. An athlete is a person that is physically fit to join any sports event. Okay. Now, as part of your homework M2, so in your A4 paper, so I want you to draw and show it to us. How do you take care of your respiratory system, especially during COVID time or COVID-19 pandemic? In your A4 paper, so I want you to do it in landscape mode. Landscape, landscape mode. So meaning, so you will, if this is your A4 paper, this is landscape. Okay, so please make sure it has a border. You have here a border here. And then in your A4 paper, please write your number, your name, and then your class. Okay, and then the title, that is how to take care of the respiratory system. So, and then you make a mind map about respiratory system on how to take care of them. Okay. So that ends the lesson for this video M2. And I hope you learned something from me, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.